Okay guys, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. Today we're going to be discussing basically the free-to-play units that recently came out for Dokkan Battle. So yes, I missed quite a bit. I've been off recently, so I am trying to get back into the notion of recording again. So yeah, there's going to be some few units that I'm going to be discussing as we're going to go along. So currently right now we have the new story mode stages that came out for Area 28. So that's where you can be grinding basically all the skill orbs, the blue gems, everything for this Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegito. So this guy does lead 120 and 4 key to super class, which is a very good lead in my opinion. And as a unit himself, who has a lot of controversy when he first came into JP, but he is actually a very decent unit as of late. Let's see his LR animations. Ooh, beautiful. So he has a standard 100% attack and defense, and extra 10% attack and defense for each super attack from up to 50. Raises ki up to 10. The less HP remaining, the greater ki boost. Medium chance of ki plus 5. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when performing an ultra super attack, plus an additional 2 ki, and disables enemy guard when there is another future saga category ally attacking on the same turn. So this guy himself, because of this one, initially was, I don't think this was here when he first released. I think it was maybe a medium chance, but because obviously he's getting, there's 2 different parts of his in his passive that gives him ki, which ideally you want him. Oh, okay, wait 1 second. So we're going to talk about the super attack that we got. So he does stack attack and defense and lowers attack and 12 ki. And then as for his 18 ki, he does greatly raise attack and defense, which is a 50% defensive raise. Issue was because he has 2 different ki raises in his passive, it was difficult to basically have him stacking in basically longer term unit, longer events. I think this one here, I don't think it was launched as an additional attack. I think it was just a normal high chance of it becoming a super attack when performing an ultra super attack. Because he launches an additional attack means you're going to get him 2 different separate props, or a possible prop for his additional super. So ideally, personally, in my opinion, if you do have this guy, I would maximize his additionals over his criticals or his dodges. I think, in my opinion, I would give him 15 additional and 10, no, I think it's 11 dodges. I mean, not dodges, crits. I don't think I will be giving him any dodge at all, but yeah, there's also like plus an additional 2 ki and disables enemies guard when there's another future saga category ally attacking in the same turn. So this guy, for some reason, the devs are trying to give him as many keys, so you're not really hitting the 12 keys. So you're going to be relying on this additional super attack for his 12 key raise. Up to this point here, it might be just impossible for him to basically, if you want to go for the 12 key. But overall, I do still think he is maybe the best free-to-play unit. I do still need to wait for the other stages of the Area 28 to come, so that way I can farm up his skill orbs as well as his EZA medals. But yeah, I can't wait for him to come out. I'm going to be I use him a lot from the very first beginning. I'm still going to be using him till this day. Now we have Mecha Frieza, who's one of the Super Strike events that came out with the revamp. So this guy in himself, he is a wonderful unit for the Wicked Bloodline category, as you will see. He does give physical and in-type 3 ki and 70% attack and defense. Sure, it'd be great if you were back in the 70% leads back in the day, then yeah, sure, why not? But so he does get 100% attack and defense when ki is 6 or more, plus an additional attack and defense 100% when ki is 9 or more, plus an additional 50 when ki is 12, plus an additional 50 when the target enemy is attack down status, plus an additional defense 100% when all allies attacking the same turn are Wicked Bloodlines characters, high chance of performing critical hit when all allies attacking the same turn are Resurrected Warriors category characters. He does raise defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy and lowers attack. So this guy in himself, he's a very good option for the Wicked Bloodline category. I think his best linking partner, obviously this is for global, his best linking partner would be the Super Strike King Cold. They'll be a very great duo together. But obviously you don't want him to be in the first rotation. You want him to either be second or a floater, because none of his defensive procs are happening at the start of turn. It will be happening when he super attacks for these 3 parts here. I believe these ones would be already, this one are already is it? No, even this part, in this part here, yeah, there's no defensive raise, so you shouldn't put him in first slot, but he does get all those defenses as when he's super stacked. I would say he is a very solid, like, free-to-play unit for the Wicked Bloodline. So this guy in himself, he's a very good unit for Wicked Bloodline. I don't think maybe he's a red zone worthy character. I would need to do some testing with this guy, but I think, yeah, this guy is a really good unit. Now we have the Halloween units that came out earlier this week. So we currently got Hacchan and Android 17, who recently had their EZA. They came out last year in the 2021 holiday event, but this time they have an EZA for this year. So there are androids 3 key, 77 attack and defense, and physical type 3 key and 50 attack and defense. Sure, it's like these are free to play leads. You're not going to be using this for majority of the parts unless you're desperate. So they do have attack and defense 125%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 80%, chance of performing crit plus 25%, and reduces damage received by 25% when HP is 80% or less. This is the amazing part. Guards all attacks for 8 turns from the start of turn. This guy is a defensive beast, and especially for Super Battle Road or maybe the start of Red Zone, this guy could be a very solid unit. But ideally you want him to start at the, so when you start the match, you want, or start the battle, you want him to be in the 7th slot, so that way in turn 3 you still have the 8 turns afterwards. So it's going to be, if he's going to be in main rotation, it'll be the 4 times that he appears, you still have this guard. So at that point it would be, yeah, it'd be about turn 11 that he will still be guarding. So yeah, you want him to be in the, you don't want him to start at the beginning with this, because you have basically less turns for him to have his guards activated, and obviously deeper in the match you kind of want him to have the guard activated. But this guy is a very good unit in itself, especially when 80% less damage received, 25%, great. Plus an additional 80% launches additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack for 8 turns after receiving an attack, and then recovers HP with candy. He does raise attack and attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. So what I did for this unit, I basically gave him full additionals and then the rest dodge. Maybe because he is a defensive because he's a defensive unit, you kind of want him to have additionals, but you don't want him too high that you're not activating this portion of his active skill, because you kind of want that extra 80% for basically consistency. But he is a very decent unit. Android 18 and 16 are the best linking partner, or this free to play Android 13 and 14 and 15. Now you have this year's 2022 Halloween free-to-play unit, Dabura. So he leads Other Worlds category. 2 key 50% attack and defense, or physical 2 key and HP attack and defense 30%. So obviously next year he's going to be, the way the pattern's going, he's going to be EZAing. So we'll have to wait for next year how good he is. But currently right now he has attack and defense 104%, plus an additional attack and defense 10% per superclass ally on the team. Superclass allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense, plus an additional defense 104 when the target enemy is down. Attack down or defense down. Sorry, plus an additional defense 104, and then plus an additional 104 attack when target enemy is attack and defense down status. They worded this so weirdly. Am I reading this incorrectly? Why don't just give it in one line, like plus an additional attack 104% and defense 104%, because they're basically the same thing. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, sure. Recovers 10% HP at the end of turn. Decent. So if you do have like HP that's like, let's say for example you have 800,000 HP, you're gonna be healing 80,000, which is maybe a super attack. Or yeah. His super attack is raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage. And then if you have a Paikuhan on the team, he does raise attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy, and lowers attack. So I personally would be Wait, here's a question. I need to test this out. If you activate this and then you do additional afterwards, do you do additional, which is the conditional super attack, or do you do additional, which is the regular super attack? I completely forgot, but yeah. He's a decent unit, but you kind of have to wait for next year for his EZA. But he does have a very, very good, basically skeleton, or the basis of his passive skill. So next year he could be a very good unit if Dokkan really does basically do it right correctly. Now we have the new Super Strike that came out with the Halloween event, Paikuhan or Paikuhan, or yeah, or fake Piccolo. I'm just kidding. So AGL STR types 3 key and HP attack and defense 70%. His passive skill is attack and defense 140%, plus an additional attack and defense 20% with each attack performed up to 60. Allies attack and defense 20%, plus an additional P1 and attack and defense 10% for all allies if HP is 80% or more. Chance of performing a critical hit plus 50% when all allies attacking in the same turn are super class. This is worded very weirdly. So if HP is 80% or more, then you gain this and that. I think that's what it means. But yeah, he's all right. And then all enemies attack and defense minus 20%, and high chances on an attacked enemy when there is an extreme class ally. So how good is this Paikuhan? Well, first of all, I don't think he has any. Yeah, he currently does not have any 200% category that he can be 100%, basically 100% showcased. So you can't really know his full potential. But overall, he's a very good unit for, like, say, a super class team, even a other warriors team, and maybe a worthy rivals. But the story figures and other worlds categories, maybe where they where he basically adds some, what do you call it? He basically adds some incentive of using him, right? So these are the two leads that you categories you might want to use. Obviously, you got worthy rivals. I think majority of them is Vegito characters, battle whips. You got basically like the like fusions, like all these units here. Yeah, maybe he does add some value to the battle whips team, to be fair. Saviors. Yeah, you'll be using a lot of Goku Gohans in this team, so Yeah, it is. Oh, it is a niche. What do you call it? It is a niche category. So you are buffing up smaller teams, worthy rivals. You be using a lot of like Vegetas. So it's maybe not. But these four here seems to be a good option for himself. He does lower attacking defense on his 12p. So in my honest opinion, I think Paikuhan is a very solid unit. Like for free to play, he can add some benefits to the team, but he still does not have a 200% lead. So that could be a problem in terms of trying to basically use him to his fullest potential. But he is a very good unit for, let's say for example, a super battle road type unit. Red zone not so much, because it's not really a incentive for him to be boosting his stats besides this portion of his passive. But it's like if you do, let's say for example, if you build him with additionals, then maybe in a second turn you could probably have him fully built up. But at that point you'd be plateauing his potential. But he is super class allies. Well, he's all allies. Basically key 1 attack and defense 30%, so it's just pretty decent. And then he does lower attack and defense 20%. Yeah, he's a good unit. He's a good unit. But I think Dokkan might have went a bit soft to him compared to, let's say for example, this Frieza here. Oh, this Frieza here, who's, I would say, a very good unit in the Wicked Bloodline team. So at least he's an option in that sort of team. But yeah, I would say the verdict is, I can't wait for this guy. This guy is probably the best free-to-play unit in the game. Frieza, solid Wicked Bloodline unit. Definitely would be using him in majority of cases. Hacchan and 17, phenomenal unit, especially with the guard. Maybe better for basically Super Battle Road and then shorter events, or maybe Red Zone when it is a short Red Zone event. So still a very good unit. Probably one of the, maybe a top 10 free-to-play unit as from the way I see it. I love this character because it is not really what I expected from Dokkan for a 2022 Halloween unit, but I'm so glad they did do it. Especially this Dabura. If you guys watch the anime, yeah, he got sent to hell because no, he got sent to heaven because he what's his name? What's his name? King Yemma. I think King Yemma thinks that he will be having too much fun in hell, so he sent him to heaven, and then this is how it turned out. So it's a funny filler episode. And then Paikuhan, I think the dev went a bit short on him, but he is still a decent unit. But I think he fares in comparison to like the other super strikes, like let's say for example the Mecha Frieza, the Trunks, the STR Trunks. What's the other one? The Kid Vegeta. Kid Vegeta is actually a very phenomenal unit. So yeah, Dokkan did do a really good job in terms of the free-to-play unit. So good units to farm up, good units to use and utilize. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You have you got literally 1, 2, 3, not so much, and maybe you got basically 3 phenomenal free-to-play units in my opinion. And then you got a decent free-to-play unit, and then you got a free-to-play unit who is good, but you kind of need to wait for his EZA. So Dokkan, keep up the good work. Obviously buff up the free-to-play units in terms of like how the current content is, but overall these 3 here are phenomenal units in my opinion. This guy, okay, but try not to make more Paikuhans. I want more like Mecha Frieza in terms of these Super Strike events, or if you can, be as busted as this Super Vegito. But anyway guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace out.